I was born in California. I was raised in California. I was born in a little town called San Diego. You might have heard of it. Right south, that is another little town called Chula Vista. I grew up 5 minutes from the California-Mexico border. I have lived in this state my entire life. I have watched as my parents have left the state. I have watched as my brothers left the state. I watched as my best friend moved to Texas, where he doubled the size of his house, doubled the size of his business, and he pays no state income tax. I manage money for a living. All of my clients started here in California. I started in 1996. I opened up my company in 2001, but my clients don't live in California anymore. You see, because their jobs left, their families left, and their companies left. They now live in 22 different states around the nation. They didn't leave because we don't have beautiful weather here in California. They didn't leave because we don't have the best agriculture in the world, the best sun, the best surf, the best sand, the best mountains. They left because of 39 of the last 40 years of the California Democrats running our legislature into the ground. They left because of 24 of the last 50 years of Jerry Brown and the Brown family running our state into the ground. I will tell you right now, in 2016, we took back our country. In 2018, we take back California. Who here is a California citizen? Raise your hand. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Who here believes that California should put California citizens first? Something's happening here in California. 50,000 volunteers, 480,000 followers on Facebook alone. Up and down the state, sold out crowds. There is energy that is being breathed back into California. It's not just Republican. It's not just Democrat. It's not just decline to state. These are ordinary Californians saying we have had enough. We have been forgotten for too long by the Bay Area liberal elites running our state to the ground. Jerry Brown, Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, trying to ruin your life out of the Bay Area, San Francisco. They don't care about the valley. They don't care about your water. This is why when I drive up and down that 5 freeway, I see dirt roads and dirt fields on either side of the freeway. I see signs that read, "Turn on the water, Nancy." When I'm up in Sacramento as your state legislator, the most conservative state legislator in all of the legislature, you better believe I'd give Jim Patterson a run for his money. And I gotta watch as the State Water Resources Control Board steals your water every single day. I have to watch when I'm in that committee hearing fighting for you for Temperance Flats, and they deny you the money to build water storage in the Central Valley. I see firsthand what they have done to the valley. They have literally bankrupted you on purpose. They have stolen your water. They have stolen your livelihood. They have given California the worst in the nation poverty. They have given us out of control homelessness, also the worst in the nation. Raise your hand. Have you seen any homeless people here in California lately? This isn't right, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't fair to them. It is not fair to us. We deserve clean streets. We deserve clean cities. Those that are the least among us, the most vulnerable, deserve the mental health services they need, the substance abuse services they need. If all they need is a roof over their head to get back on their feet, they deserve that as well, delivered by the state. But no longer will they be allowed to sleep on our streets. No longer will they sleep in our public places, beside our roads and on our sidewalks. No longer we have a right to clean streets. When Travis Allen is your governor, we're not just turning on the water. We are cleaning up your streets up and down the Central Valley. This is going to look like California again. Are you with me? You know, they want to tell us we can't do it. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if in 2016 you had a conversation with a Democrat and one of those Democrats said, "You know what? You might like this Donald Trump guy, but he's never going to win." Raise your hand for that conversation. Raise your hand if you voted for and supported the Republican nominee for president, Donald J. Trump. There is only one candidate in the entire governor's race that voted for, supported, even wrote op-eds in favor of the Republican nominee for president, Donald J. Trump. Who is his name?
Travis Allen!
Oh, I can't hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Who is his name?
Travis Allen!
One more time, tell me, who's his name?
Travis Allen!
You better believe it. There was only one candidate that actually supported Donald Trump for president. In May of 2016, I wrote an op-ed. It was titled very simply, "It's time for Republicans to unify behind Trump." You see, because there was a very simple choice in front of us. It was either crooked Hillary Clinton and 4 years of Barack Hussein Obama. The slide to socialism, Benghazi, the server, the crooked Clinton Foundation. Or there was one man. Yeah, he was a little rough around the edges. Yeah, he said a couple of things. Yeah, he might have lived life a little bit. But you know what? He believed in making America great again. He believed in leading from the front. He believed in American excellence and exceptionalism. Let me tell you, that's exactly what I believe in. Let's hear it. This was a very simple choice, ladies and gentlemen. You had crooked Hillary Clinton, or you had Donald Trump and everything you believed in. Everything you believed in. If you're a Republican, if you believe in common sense values, this was the easiest choice you ever made. But yet, I am the only Republican running to be your next governor that actually voted for and supported Donald J. Trump for president. You might have heard there's another Republican running in this race. Thank you very much. This guy calls himself a Republican. He used to run a radio show called The Progressive Conservative in Chicago. This guy, his name is Lion John Cox. He's from Chicago. He has lost every race he's ever run in. He lost when he ran for President of the United States. He lost when he ran for U.S. Senate. He lost when he ran for U.S. Congress. And he even lost when he ran for county clerk recorder in his home state of Illinois. Believe me, this guy's gonna lose again. And I will tell you why. Because Travis Allen's gonna knock him out tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, I love it. I got 4 more rallies. Ladies and gentlemen, think about this. Many Republicans will tell you, oh, this is all about the polls. This is all about getting in the top 2. We got to get in the top 2. It's so important. If you listen to Kevin McCarthy in the Washington, D.C. swamp, they're going to tell you you've got to be in the top 2, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm going to tell you? I got 2 letters for that. And they stand for nonsense. And they smell like cows. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about the top 2. This is about the top 1. The view from second place never changes, and it's not pretty. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one reason to vote. There's only one reason to show up tomorrow, and that is to win. If you are voting for anything other than to win, you might as well stay home. I'll tell you right now, this is a race that we do win, but we need a candidate that can win. We need a candidate that can not only win tomorrow, we need a candidate that can win in November. We need a candidate who can stand up on that stage and ask for every single person in California, standing right up there with Gavin Newsom and everyone else, a very simple question. If you can't trust Gavin Newsom with his best friend's wife, how can you trust him with your state? Ladies and gentlemen, this is about winning. The California Democrats would tell you to stay home. They would say you got no shot. The best you're going to be able to do is this guy Tony Villar, also known as Antonio Villaraigosa, the failed former mayor of Los Angeles. He did such a bad job in LA. They got 58,000 people sleeping there homeless every single night. It looks like a third world country in the middle of downtown LA. And remember, Gavin Newsom, he's no better. 22,000 intravenous drug users on the streets of San Francisco every single day. You got maps of human waste, so you know which streets you can walk on and which streets you should rather avoid. Little kids got to go to elementary school walking over hypodermic needles. Think about this. In July in San Francisco, they're not going to open up just one. They're going to open up 2 legalized heroin injection centers. Do we want legalized heroin injection centers?
No!
Do we want Gavin Newsom?
No!
Do we want Antonio Villaraigosa?
No!
Do we want Travis Allen?
Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, think about this. The Democrats would tell you that you can't win in California. They would say, look, there's only 25% registered Republicans in California. There's 44% registered Democrats. There's no way. Look at all the money in the race. Look at all the polls. Look at all the media. But you know what I say to that? That's the same thing you tried to tell me in 2016. And we beat you in 2016. We're going to beat you in 2018.
Yeah!
In 2014, Jerry Brown got elected with 4.3 million votes. This is what I want you to tell every single one of your Democrat friends. Raise your hand if you know Democrat. There you go, we all do. You're going to talk to them tomorrow. And you're going to say, as they're heading down to that ballot box, you're going to talk to those Democrats and you say, you know, I heard this guy Travis Allen. Yeah, you know, his voice was a little strained because he's going up and down the state, taking back California. But this guy, I know he's a young guy, I know he's a surfer. I know he's also a legislator with the most conservative track record in Sacramento. Yes, it is true, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for riding the biggest surfboard ever with 66 people on it in Huntington Beach, California. But you know what? This Southern California surfer from Huntington Beach, he knows the valley. He knows the valley needs water. He knows the valley needs jobs. He knows that we need to put a farmer in the state water resource control board. And you're going to tell them this. You're going to say, look, I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say this guy's got no chance. Well, that's what you told me back in 2016, and you weren't right then, were you? And then you're going to start smile even bigger, and you're going to say, listen, in 2014, how many votes did Jerry Brown get elected? And you're going to say, well, I don't know. And you're going to say, look, he got elected with 4.3 million votes. Jerry Brown, 4.3 million votes in 2014.
Wow.
And then you're going to ask him, how many votes did Donald Trump get in 2016? And they're going to say, I have no idea. You're going to tell him 4.4 million votes in California. Ladies and gentlemen, all we got to do is turn out the Trump voters and the disaffected Democrats, and Travis Allen is your next governor of California. It's that simple. Look, this is the best thing. This is the best thing about politics. You know, it's not even like a boxing match. Everybody's, oh, it's so tough, it's so difficult. No, it's not. You just show up. All you got to do is show up and you win. How tough is that? Think about this. All we got to do is tell every single person that we know. We got to tell every single person we know, Republican, Democrat, declined state, that if you care about your valley, if you want to live here in California, you don't want to have to move away. By the way, how many people know somebody who's left the state of California? How many people here know somebody? Well, actually, how many people here ever thought about leaving themselves? There you go. If you want to stay in this state, this is what you tell every single one of them. If you want to stay in this state, there is one person in the race that openly talks about completing the California State Water Project, that talks about building new water storage up and down the state of California, not stealing it from the north, not draining that delta, those delta tunnels that are never getting built. We will turn the pumps back on. We will build Sites Reservoir, Temperance Flats, raise shafts down. We will build new water storage up and down the state of California. And you better believe when Travis Allen is your governor, we will flood the Central Valley. You tell them, get out there and vote. This is the most important vote you're going to make in the next 8 years. One vote, the next 8 years of your life. Make no mistake, Gavin Newsom wants to be your governor. He wants to be your governor because he wants to go run for the White House. Are we going to let him?
No.
Who's going to stand in his way?
Travis Allen.
You better believe it. Who's going to stand in Gavin Newsom's way? Who's going to beat Gavin Newsom in November?
Travis
Who's
Allen.
the only one that can beat Gavin Newsom in November?
Travis Allen.
Don't forget that. You tell every Republican you know, they're going to say, oh my gosh, John Cox, Lion John, he's in the polls. He's got $5 million that he put in of his own money. And you just look at him and you smile. And you say, you know what? John Cox lost every race he's ever run in. Travis Allen has won every single race he's ever run in. I'll put my money on Travis any day of the week. We need someone with the fire, with the energy, with the passion. A Californian born and raised that never runs out of energy up and down the state. Someone that can beat the Democrats every single time on every single stage. There's only one person in the race that never changes their story. My story is the same whether I'm in the Central Valley or whether I'm in liberal Los Angeles on that stage with Jorge Ramos. When they asked me, Travis Allen, do you support the president or do you support California? I looked at Jorge and he tried to interrupt me. And I said, Jorge, you know, this ain't no press conference. I'm going to finish my answer, brother. I stand with both. There is only one person in this race that has always stood for securing our border. Because, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm going to tell you, we are going to build that wall. Raise your hand if when you left your house you locked your front door. Raise your hand if when you left your car you locked your car.
Yep.
So why wouldn't we want to secure our border? So we know who's coming in our country. Anybody is welcome to come in, but you better have a clean record. You better have good intentions, and you better come in the front door the right way.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my first 100 days in office, I will reverse the illegal sanctuary state. In my very first budget, I will defund the high-speed rail. I will return all of that excess money to you, the California taxpayers. But you know what? We're going to leave one section of that standing, and you know which one I'm talking about. Right off of Herndon Road. It's that empty bridge in the middle of nowhere. Right, so that's right in the middle of that empty field. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave it standing. You better believe we're going to hang a sign right on that bridge. And that sign is going to stay there so everybody can see it. So everybody knows that sign is going to read Jerry Brown's legacy. Because that's all. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Allen is your governor. We're going to get rid of the election fraud in California. No longer will illegal immigrants get driver's licenses in California. Don't listen to the lies of PolitiFact. Don't listen to the lies of John Cox. Travis Allen voted no. Illegal immigrants should never get driver's licenses in California. When I'm your next governor, ladies and gentlemen, we will have voter ID in California. Think about this. If I got to show my ID in the grocery store to check out and use my credit card, if I got to show my driver's license when I go into Southwest Airlines in every airport, when I got to use my ID to cash a check, why wouldn't I have to use my ID when I'm doing my most important duty as a citizen of the United States? If you live in Mexico, they charge you money for an ID, a voting ID used only for voting. They take your picture, they take your thumbprint, they give you an ID card. It's got a hologram on the front. It's got a magnetic strip on the back just to vote. If they can do it in Mexico, can we do it in California?
Yes.
If they can do it in Mexico, is it racist in California?
No.
Listen, this is how important this is. This is how important. 39 of the last 40 years, the Democrats controlled our state legislature. If you listen to Alex Padilla, the Democrat Secretary of State, there's no problem here. There's nothing to see. If you listen to the California DMV, there's no problem. There's nothing to see here. In Mexico, when they got voter ID, the very next election, they threw out the dominant political party that had run that state for 70 years. We will get voter ID in California, and we're going to turn this state red. hear it for the Travis Allen supporters. Thank you so much. 50,000 volunteers across state, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Why 50,000 volunteers? Why 20,000 donations? More than any Republican governor candidate any time in the last 2-3 decades. Why? Because people see it. People feel it. People know that finally we got a chance to win in California. Finally, we got a chance to get rid of Arnold Schwarzenegger, get rid of Meg Whitman, get rid of Neil Kashkari. Finally, we have a true Republican, a true conservative to be the next governor of California. Why does it matter, ladies and gentlemen? Why does it matter who your governor nominee votes for? Why does it matter? Why do you care? I'll tell you why you care. Because Meg Whitman thought she could buy this governor's race. $177 million. Think about this. Who did Meg Whitman support in the most recent presidential election? Hillary Clinton. Who does Meg Whitman support today in the governor's race? Tony Villar, Antonio Villaraigosa. Does that sound like a Republican to you?
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger now talks openly about bleeding the Republican Party dry. Do we need Arnold Schwarzenegger in California?
No.
Neil Kashkari, 2014. Yet another establishment rhino Republican. Who did Neil Kashkari vote for in the previous presidential election before he ran? Barack Hussein Obama. His best idea on that campaign trail was to sleep homeless for a week in Fresno. Do we need that in California?
No.
We need a rock-solid Republican. We need someone that actually believes in our principles, in our values, in conservative, common-sense principles to take back this state. Ladies and gentlemen, how do we motivate 4.4 million Californians, Republicans, to show up and vote? You give them something to vote for. You give them a candidate that believes in what they believe in. You give them a candidate that believes in California citizens first, in securing our borders, in enforcing federal immigration law. You give them a candidate that when President Trump calls up and says, Governor Travis Allen, I need some National Guard on the border, Travis Allen's going to say, you know what, brother, they're already there. I have a very simple 5-point plan for California when I'm your next governor. Every single one of these points, we will never get through the legislature. I will bring them to you, the California voters. I will bring them to you in special elections, in ballot initiatives, because just like you, I believe in a government of the people, by the people, and yes, for the people. We are going to get rid of the dominance of the California Democrats by bringing you the ability to actually shape California's future. Number one, we're going to repeal the gas tax on day one. And we're going to lower all the tax in California. We are going to cut the nation's highest income tax, the nation's highest sales tax. We are going to cut the corporate tax in California. We are going to put a bright neon sign on your California Capitol. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to read, Open for Business. Then we're going to get tough on crime, and we're going to make California safe again. We are going to reverse AB 109, Prop 57, and Prop 47. All the stuff California background. These laws have made felonies misdemeanors. These laws have allowed felons to get out of jail early. These laws have allowed 10,000 sex offenders to be released early into our communities. No longer, because of Prop 47, endorsed by Gavin Newsom, any personal drug use is now a misdemeanor in California. It's a slap on the wrist. That's why they inject themselves on sidewalks in San Francisco. Think about this. Prop 47 made any theft of $950 or less a misdemeanor, a slap on the wrist. Thieves are now going into stores with calculators. What do you get when you get unlimited theft and personal drug use that is no penalty whatsoever in California? You get junkies on your streets. You get a city that looks like San Francisco. I'll tell you right now, we will repeal Prop 47, 57, and AB 109, and you will be safe again in California. And let's not forget, I have an A and an A+ from the NRA in the Firearms Policy Commission. Because the Second Amendment is your right, and it shall not be infringed in California. California will be a shall issue CCW state. You will have the right to protect yourself anywhere in the state of California, anytime, day or night, man or woman, young or old, rich or poor. You won't need to have to call the cops. You're going to defend yourself. We are going to get rid of the handgun registry that serves no purpose. We are going to get rid of Gavin Newsom's ammunition registry in California. No longer is that little old lady walking with her purse down the sidewalk going to be worried, because that criminal that looks at her is going to think twice, because you know what? That little old lady's going to be packing. We're going to give you the best economy in the United States. We are going to unleash the economic potential of California. We are going to have timber in the north. We're going to have mining in gold country. We are going to have oil and gas across the valley, onshore and offshore. And you better believe we're going to have agriculture in the Central Valley. We're going to make California safe again. You're going to allow your kids to go out and sit inside and play with their neighbors. You're going to allow your kids to go to the park by themselves, because you're not worried about creeps running around, because they're going to be locked up. There's only one cat in the entire race that believes in the death penalty in California. This guy, Lion John Cox, he wouldn't even put Timothy McVeigh to death. This guy wants Charles Manson to live. I'll tell you right now, we would never rehabilitate Charles Manson. This guy, as well as the 700 felons that are on death row in California, this is justice denied to the victims of California. No longer will they allowed to be sitting in our prisons. No longer will the Golden State Killer be allowed to go to jail. They're going to get a one-way ticket, and it's going to be out of here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to fix your roads and expand your freeways in California. Second worst roads in the nation, worst in the nation traffic. This new gas tax, less than 35% of that money will ever go to your roads. We don't need another tax. We need to use our existing taxpayer dollars to fix our driving infrastructure. When Jerry Brown was first elected in 2010, the state fund, the state general fund, was $86 billion. Today it's over $138 billion. That's an increase of over $50 billion, or 50% of your tax money. We don't need more taxes in Sacramento. We gotta cut taxes and send the money back to you and run California like a business. What do you say? Fourth point of the 5-point plan is we're going to fix our broken education system. Our kids are now 46th and 47th in reading and math. We got 5th graders reading at the 2nd grade level. We are going to take away the statewide mandated Common Core and the leftist in our schools. We will leave it to the local districts to decide the best curriculum for our students, but no longer will children be able to graduate without learning their subjects. We're going to test them when they go in. We're going to test them when they go out. We're going to make sure they get the skills they need, skills like reading and writing and math. No longer does every child get a trophy in California. You're going to have to earn your education. We are going to give parents the choice to send their kids to the very best public school, the very best charter school, or even homeschool their children if they wish. We are going to get rid of the statewide mandated vaccines without exemption in California. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me say it at the beginning, I'm going to say it again. We are going to complete the California State Water Project. No longer are you going to kill your front lawn. No longer are you going to call your neighbor and get him busted by the water company if he's washed his car in his driveway. We're going to get Jerry Brown out of your shower. When Travis Allen is your governor, you're going to have a green lawn. You're going to have a green lawn. You're going to take long showers, and we are going to flood the Central Valley. One second. Where's all of our By the way, we got Paul Taylor right here for U.S. Senate. Love it. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't come empty-handed, I come with a gift. In your hand are my love notes. In your hand are my Valentine's Day cards. In your hand is the future of California. We are running against Gavin Newsom. Every single dollar gets another radio spot on KMJ and up and down the valley. Every single dollar gets me one more spot on Fox News. I will tell you right now, inside these envelopes are the future of your state. If you like what I say, if you love what I say, if you love your state, make your contribution today. Every single contribution gets a campaign t-shirt. I will stay here until the last one of you is here. I will sign your shirts. I will take your pictures. I will answer your questions. Because, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Travis Allen. I will be your next governor, and I'm here for you. This race, ladies and gentlemen, is the most important race of the next 8 years. When we take back California, we change the electoral map in the United States for a generation. When we take the governor's seat of California, we keep the White House for a generation. I just got one question. Who here's already voted? Who here's gotten somebody else to vote? Who here's going to be voting tomorrow? And who here's going to be voting for Travis Allen for governor? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our state. We have been ignored. We have been forgotten. We have been taken advantage of and for granted by the California Democrat Party. This is our state. It belongs to us. From the south to Chula Vista to San Diego, up through Orange County, through the Inland Empire, the Imperial Valley, across California, through the Central Valley, up in the north, all the way to the top to the Oregon border. We have been ignored. We have been forgotten. San Francisco, the Bay Area, has been running our state into the ground. They have been running their own city into the ground. San Francisco has not elected a Republican mayor in 50 years. This all changes today. Ladies and gentlemen, when Travis Allen is your next governor, we will get Republicans elected in Los Angeles. We will get Republicans elected in San Francisco. We will get Republicans elected across California, and we will turn California Republican. There is only one candidate, ladies and gentlemen, one candidate that strikes fear into the heart of every single Democrat leader in California. Willie Brown said it 4 weeks ago at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. He said, look out for Travis Allen because he is the greatest challenge to Gavin Newsom and the California